Hey team, hope you're all doing well. I just want to say last week was one of our slower weeks. They do happen. That's the time where we have to stay out the market. And I have to say I'm proud of you guys. I can definitely tell that the patience is a lot stronger. Now we know what's going on. NFP has passed and now it's time to attack. So we're going to begin with USD yen. Let's get going. All right, let's attack the day and the week, team. USD.JPY, my previous signal on this pair, we reached TP2. All right, so what do we do after we hit our targets? That's right. We remove this winning trade from our head because we don't like to get too high, we don't like to get too low, and we start our analysis from the monthly from scratch. All right, here we are, USD yen on the monthly. We're looking for horizontal area sensitivity. I see buy support on horizontal level, and I see sell support on a horizontal level. All right, so we identified our monthly zones. Two things that stick out to me. Buy pressure at a lower zone, a lot of sell pressure at our upper zone. We're looking to play within the box. Now, another thing, we have a monthly reverse head and shoulders pattern telling me that if we follow the pattern, we're gonna see a continuational push to the upside, meaning that maybe we can see a long to our upper monthly zone. Before we take it down to the weekly, I wanna identify and talk about price action here on the monthly. Now, what can I see in terms of sensitivity? Well, I see lower highs, so we can identify a downtrend. Now, this is a significant downtrend, and why? Well, it comes back to push and exhaustion cycles. Here we see price respecting this downtrend. We see a break of this downtrend to the upside. Significant move because that's breaking an area of sensitivity. That's considered a push. We then saw an exhaustion and a lot of buy sensitivity to retest this downtrend, which means we have a potential continuational push to the upside. Now, there's two main things that price actions tell me. One, here we have a pin bar close, a significant pin bar close, followed by a bullish engulfing candle close. That just tells me there's a lot of buy sensitivity. We're likely gonna see at some point a continuational move to price's upper monthly zone. Secondly, we haven't even taken it down to the weekly, but I can see a lower time frame head and shoulders pattern. Again, working with us in terms of that continuational push to the upside. We haven't taken it even to the weekly yet, and look at how much information we extracted from the monthly. We know that we're only looking long and that there's likely a high probability continuational push to the upside. So now let's take it to the weekly. All right, off to the weekly, we identified our weekly zones. Why? Because we see horizontal area sensitivity. Now, here's that push to the upside, breaking our downtrend, which we saw in the monthly. Here's that exhaustion, the pin bar close, and this is that bearish engulfing candle we see on the month. Now, what's the weekly telling us? Well, it's telling us that price is moving as it should. After this break and push to the upside, we see exhaustion begin at what is its weekly zone. And then buy sensitivity entered at its lower zone as it should, telling me that price is respecting flow, which is good for us because we know that we're likely going to see a continuational push to the upside. Onto the daily, and as we do every time we take it down a time frame, we look for our mid-range zones. So we identified here in purple our daily zones. So remember, here's this push, exhaustion, and what we're expecting to be a continuational push to the upside, meaning we're now looking for a proper entry long. Now, anytime we look for an entry long, we have to come back to the push and exhaustion cycle. So we know that after a push, there's always an exhaustion. Now, this bullish engulfing candle close on the monthly, which we can see here on the daily, is represented by a strong push to the upside. Now, what's after a push? That's right, exhaustion, and that's what we're beginning to see now as sell sensitivity is hitting our daily upper zone. Okay, let's make sense of things. We know that exhaustion is beginning at our daily upper zone. Where would the next reasonable area of buy sensitivity be? That's right, our daily lower zone. This is where our next entries of buy orders will likely be placed. So now that we know we're only entering at completion of exhaustion and we identified our next level of buy sensitivity, we're staying patient, waiting for price to reach and complete exhaustion at its daily lower zone. Now, here's where we expect buy sensitivity to enter the market, and we look for price action confirmation to the upside, and TP2 will be at our weekly upper zone. So what would make this trade invalid? Well, let's say price makes its way to its daily lower zone and breaks this lower zone to the downside and continues down to its weekly lower zone. Well, we know that there was not enough buy pressure at its daily lower zone to push price to the upside, meaning this trade becomes invalid. Now, does this mean we completely disregard this analysis? Absolutely not. We know that the next area of buy pressure will be at its weekly lower zone, meaning that even though this trade becomes invalid, we're still looking and might readjust our entry. That's it for today's analysis. Have a great day, team. We're gonna rock this week. Let's go, Team FXG.